How did you hurt your hip?
Right there, rolling on it. Guy comes up behind or in front of me, like literally goes over my head. I fall to the ground. He lands back here. And then
Okay.
all that pressure went down. And
You feel something?
yeah, I felt a crack, like small cracks, and then I felt like maybe like a pull, like really.
Like a crack in a pole?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it really fast, and then I was playing the game, and I had adrenaline, and then the next day I just couldn't walk. Like, a few days actually.
All right. How long ago was that?
That was like 2 to 3 months ago. Back in Florida while playing soccer.
And what was the pain level?
I'd say at 10, it's pretty close to where I couldn't play anymore.
So like
say
in the 7, 8
7, 8, yeah.
range.
Yeah.
And where is it now?
I'd say it's at like a 5, 6 because I'm not active to my full potential.
Can you jog?
Yeah, I can jog.
Does it hurt?
There's a limp with my jog.
So you can't really jog without thinking, like you're thinking about it?
Sometimes. Pain varies.
Can you kick a ball? That's a no.
No, not with my left.
Not the way you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Not to where I can play a game.
Okay. What can you do in the gym as far as strength training?
Just do strength training.
What?
Just do the strength training.
Like what can you not do? What would you be like, I ain't doing that?
Probably squats.
Okay. How about like jumping? No way.
Now jumping. On my right leg, I'm fine. But my left leg, it's a little weak, I can tell.
Alright. Just let me know if anything hurts.
Stretch, big stretch.
Is it stretchy or is it pinchy or is it like okay. How about this?
Yeah,
Same. It's also pinchy. On the inside or outside?
Inside and outside.
Okay.
Mostly on the inside.
And then this is inside only.
It's more outside.
This is more outside. Okay. Alright. How about if we go across? How about if we go out? You have some stinky feet.
Huh?
Stinky feet.
Do I?
Yeah, you didn't. You,
Those are my running ones.
Jesus Christ.
They're bad.
No problem? Alright. Go ahead and lay on your stomach. It's fine. How's this? This fine? That's crazy. Because you told me it was your psoas or hip flexor, but like I'm pulling your hip into complete extension. You should feel a.
Well, I went to a physical therapist and it's so much better.
Okay. Go ahead and lay on your side. I'm gonna give you a break. Face this way so the camera can see your pretty smile. Okay. That's gonna be for your head. Cool. Okay. So give me some external rotation, but do it actively. And then I want you to put your hand on your inner thigh. Like put it right there. And then can you get like this? Can you get this stuff to engage? You can.
Yeah. You're asking a question?
Yeah, that's a question. Can you get it to engage? You feel it contracting? You feel it squeezing, creating tension?
No, not to the max.
Not to the max, but you feel something?
Yeah, something.
Get your legs straight. Okay. Now, go ahead and try to pull your leg down, but keep your hand there. Don't actually pull down. Just, essentially, you're just trying to feel that stuff. You don't feel it.
I feel it a little bit more.
Okay. Can you imagine you're going to do a hip car, right? And you're going to go into external rotation to start your hip car. I want this stuff, like the stuff you were just feeling, to contract to initiate that movement. So keep your hand there. You need to keep your hand there. You need to feel what's happening. But more of a, right? More of an ER. Anything?
Like pain?
No, like, is it contracting?
No.
It's not.
It's not
That guy.
no, it's
So what I'm trying to look for is what is on and what is off when you're doing things. So I want to see if there's like stuff that isn't participating in rotation of the hip, which is likely what's happening. Like if you do this, your ass, your glute should contract. If it's not contracting, that's a problem. It's not being used. So if you externally rotate, vice versa, it's the same thing. This is essentially now your glute on this side to bring this up. Okay. So it's just like, yeah, it's weak. It's not even weak. It's not even there. Not anything. It's nothing. So you're like asking a lot more from other stuff to like do that. So what I was just telling Yeli is that I don't want to keep doing a bunch of cars and these like inputs if he can't feel that closing side tissue. So we're gonna load him with a band, and we're gonna put that band right above his knee where it is right there. And then we're pretty much gonna do these little mini internal, external rotations up to contract that stuff. Go ahead and put a hand there. Like higher. Yep, upstream. How about like a whole hand? Can you feel contraction?
Yeah.
Okay, is it pinching? All right. Pretty much hold that. Hold it, yep. And just hold that effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Go a little further out. Relax, relax, relax. Feel it? Does it hurt? Feels good? Okay, again, but don't go so far. All right, now we're a little longer here. Can you get some contraction with a little bit more length? All right, so now we're not as close. We're in a stretch, but we're gonna see if we can contract it in a stretch. Can you flex your foot up? And then can you drive your heel down and get that hamstring going too? So we got the hamstring driving down like you're doing a hamstring curl. All of that. We got the inner thigh pulling in. And can you squeeze your glute too? So like drive that heel down and see if you can get that glute and that hamstring to all just be driving. Feel it? You can go ahead and put a hand there, bro. I'm not gonna put my hand there, but squeeze your glute, squeeze your hamstring. Feel all that stuff tight. 3, 2, 1, and relax. No pain. Feels good. Okay.
Nope. I mean, there's a little pain.
right?
Feels good.
Feels good. Okay. Go ahead and grab those 2 blue pads behind you. Bring them over here. All right. So you're gonna go. This is gonna be your left side. You're just gonna do this. Cool. Feel a stretch?
Yeah.
How about here? Nothing? All right. So he doesn't feel anything. So we're gonna get him higher because we're gonna get him as high as he needs to go until he can feel a stretch here. Essentially what's happening is he's so far into the stretch that stuff has no control at that range. So it pretty much is off. So we're gonna get him as high as he needs to go until he can feel a stretch in his inner thigh. All right, been in this position for about 2-3 minutes. Okay, we went over to his side because he was having some pinchy pain in here. We don't want to be in a pinchy area. We want to get away from there. So we'll take away some space, have him lean over a little bit. He doesn't feel the pinch anymore. Perfect place to do some work. He feels the closing side. He feels the opening side. Now we're going to try to externally rotate by pushing his foot down and trying to lift his knee up. Now you're not actually going to lift your knee up. You're just thinking about lifting your knee up as if you were, but you can't because you're like stuck. Can you get your entire foot down? So heel, side of the foot. Good. And then can you get your inner thigh to initiate all of that effort? As if you were in the car and you're trying to externally rotate. Like 20%. Can you put a hand here? Any hand? And can you get that stuff to, can you get this entire line of stuff to participate, right? Not just one area, not just a lot of intensity in one area. I want a little bit of intensity in this entire coastline. There you go. Yeah? How about the glute? How about the hamstring?
It's not there. Hamstring's there. I feel the hamstring.
Keep the hamstring going.
I'm trying to get the glute going.
5, 4, 3, 2. Now drive your knee into the ground as hard as you can and try to lift your foot up. Drive your knee down, 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 down. Drive your knee down. Lift that foot. Come on. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. You can slowly come out of there. Go ahead and give me that hip car again, but this time when you externally rotate, see if you can feel more inner thigh. Feel more glute? Okay. You don't got to go so high in your ER, right? You don't have to go, you can bring this a little bit over there. You don't got to go so high into hip flexion, I should say. Hit that full hip car and make sure that you're too high. You're way too high, I can already tell. There you go. Keep it down there. Now when you internally rotate, can you feel your glute? Now when you extend that hip, can you feel your glute and your hamstring? Drive that back with your hamstring and your glute. Keep that foot high as you come down. Bring it on down, use your inner thigh. Now use that outer hip and glute to bring yourself back up.
Yeah, I feel that.
There you go.
Cramping.
Really use your inner thigh to bring yourself back into rotation. Pretty much drive your heel into me, which is gonna help you contract your hamstring. For sure. All right, so go ahead and give me some ER-IR efforts. Keep this pretty much up here. And this whole time you're driving into me. Into my little C I have over here. Okay? But movement is not always good movement, right? So just doing IR and ER for shits and giggles is not doing anything for you unless you're contracting the closing side. Because you're trying to condition it to do that. You're trying to teach behavior, right? Drive a little harder into me. There you go. Keep this knee right here. I don't want your knee to drop. Drive into me. There you go. It's good. Can you put your hand on your inner thigh right now? Your inner thigh? Now when you IR, can you still feel it? Yeah. No. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, relax. So that's why I say like, I want your hands on there the whole set. Like when you're doing this in the future, because you won't even know that it went off. You won't even know. I've done this before to myself, and I'm like, I kind of lost my focus, and I realized like, oh, my shit has been off for about 45 seconds.
The intention wasn't there.
Sometimes you just think you're doing it. Sometimes you think you're doing it, but that shit's exhausted. Like you just did like 15 reps. You're just exhausted. It barely has the ability to contract. Now you're giving it reps with force. How long can it last? Not very long. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, that's just kind of dysfunctional, and you keep playing on it. You're not going to be able to express forces to that dysfunctional area. So until you clear that dysfunction, you're pretty much skating on thin ice as an athlete. It's kind of like Dre Greenlaw. Yeah, like he has this like Achilles pain, tendonitis. That area is not really doing too much when he's running all the time. So then one day it's just like, it's gone. So,
You didn't hurt it on the field.
what?
You didn't hurt it on the field.
Well, he did, but he hurt it as he was running onto the field. But he was on the field.
But during the play.
No, he didn't hurt during the play. I'm sorry. Okay, so are things feeling better right now?
Yeah.
That's good. Go ahead and stand up. That was a lot of inputs. I don't want to just keep doing inputs for the sake of doing inputs. Okay, so what did we just do? Yeah, tell me. Like, from your perspective, like, what did we just do?
Just worked on the glute, like contracting it, also like the groin area, the hip area, also like the hamstring. Just basically learning how to use like everything balanced, I guess.
Yeah. Reteaching stuff to be used,
Yeah.
right? And then, is there anything that feels better right now as far as just walking around? It's kind of too soon to tell, but can you feel like the pinch is maybe a little bit better?
Yeah, I feel like a little looser because like whatever it was, like my groin or glute was tight. Not giving it enough function, I guess you could say.
Yeah, not giving it enough stimulus, because if you're not being specific and you're just asking your leg to do general things like run or lift weights, it's gonna keep going back to the same shitty behavior until you specifically address like the tissue that is lacking just the ability to contract to begin with. Okay. And then you can, it's like I can't just throw you in a game and say, do this better, and you're not doing it. At some point, I'm gonna have to pull you to the side at practice and be like, yo, we're gonna do this drill. It's gonna be specific on this skill, right? Because you're just not getting it in a team. Like during a game, there's too much going on.
You're not getting it in a live environment.
There's too much going on in the game for you to get better at this little particular thing. So that's why you train and do skills to get better at these little things, so that when you go into the game, it's better. Same thing. We need to get specific into the tissue, into the behavior of the tissue, and then we can bring on exercises and running and skills and stuff.
So what is the skills part in this? All the stuff.
The ability to contract. The ability to contract, yeah. Okay, so the issue is rooted in the inability to contract. The inner thigh couldn't contract, right? So now you're asking more from your hamstring, you're asking more from your glute, you're asking more from everything else. If your inner thigh can't contract, your hip can't rotate properly, or at least the way it was designed to rotate with connective tissue, tendons and ligaments and stuff. That stuff is not doing the way, it's not working the way it's supposed to. It's not optimal, okay? My man loves that word. It's not optimal. So if it's not optimal, then, and you keep playing sports, now you're gonna ask for more from other things. So then if you put enough load or stress or pressure in a position like it did, it doesn't have the ability to absorb much force there because your hip hasn't been working efficiently for so long. So now you're compromised, and you can last because you're an athlete and your body can figure it out or compensate for a while. As all good athletes do, we compensate for as long as we possibly can. That's human survival.
That was literally me when I was trying to play on it for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do anything. I just flew back.
Yeah. As human survival, we compensate for as long as we can until there's a breakdown, and then we want to solve the problem. But the problem is the inability to use stuff the way it's supposed to be used. It's like a door with a fucked up hinge. You can open and close that door for a while, actually. Until one day someone swings that shit open hella hard and the fucking door comes off the hinge. Right? It's happened to me before. It's like, you'll keep using that door though. You're not gonna fix it. Lazy ass humans, we'll just keep using the door. Oh, yeah, I'll get around to it. One day, Charlie opens the door, hella mad at his girlfriend. Boom! Door completely comes off the hinge. But you're fine because a tissue is adaptable and tissue can change. Tissue can be taught to contract. It can be rehabbed. You need to be fucking consistent as fuck though. Like, I pulled the fuck out of my hamstring in, I want to say it was like the end of December. Maybe it was like early January. Maybe it was like January 2nd. I posted about it hella times. Do you see it?
No, yeah, so you can go up the stairs and be like hopping up.
Yes. But why did that happen? Because yes me, tissue man, had inner thigh impingement and the inability to rotate my hip efficiently. Did I train it? Of course I did. Did I train it to the extent that I should have? Probably not. Did I keep doing strength training and sprinting at Los Lomas? Hell yeah, I did. Because I thought I was good. Did I pull my hamstring because I have weak hamstrings? No. I pulled my hamstrings because I was asking way too much from my hamstrings. Because my hip can't rotate properly. And I had a knee injury on my right side too, from last year, if you remember, when I did some shit in a flag football game. All right, so now I'm compensating with my tibia, I'm compensating with my hip, and now my hamstring is like in high demand, too high. It doesn't matter if you have the hamstrings of Zeus. Like, there's only so much your hamstrings can do. There's only so much your quads and your hamstrings and your glutes can actually do before your hip is just like, nah. You're gonna pull a muscle eventually. Okay, so the problem is the joint. The problem is the hip, the inability for the hip to internally rotate, the inability for the hip to rotate properly. You can't use your body efficiently if it can't rotate. All right? Yelly, are you a Steph Curry fan?
Sorry, my LeBron fan.
Are you a Steph fan? Why? Get out. Get out of the gym.